Paradise Lost is a famous and influential epic poem written by the English poet John Milton in the 17th century. It is considered one of the greatest works of literature in the English language, and its themes and characters have inspired countless readers, writers, and artists for centuries. While the poem is best known for telling the story of Adam and Eve and their tragic fall from grace in the Garden of Eden, it actually begins with a very different story. The story of Satan, the most powerful of all the angels, and his dramatic fall from heaven. Before his rebellion, Satan was a magnificent angel, shining with light and beauty, and he held a high rank among the heavenly host. He was admired by many other angels for his strength, intelligence, and charisma, but despite his greatness, Satan was not content. He became filled with pride and envy, and he began to question God's authority. This pride led him to rebel against God, convincing a third of the angels to join him in his cause. Satan's ambition was to be equal to God, to rule heaven himself, and to never bow to anyone, not even his creator. His desire for power and recognition blinded him to the consequences of his actions. This led to a massive and violent war in heaven, where Satan and his followers fought bravely, but ultimately could not overcome the might of God and the loyal angels. The battle was fierce, echoing with thunder and lightning, but in the end, Satan was defeated. As punishment for their rebellion, God cast Satan and his followers out of heaven. They fell for 9 long days and nights, tumbling through chaos and darkness, far from the light and harmony of heaven. Finally, they landed in a place of torment and fire, a desolate realm that would become known as hell. This was a world of suffering, despair, and endless punishment, a stark contrast to the beauty and peace of heaven. The fall of Satan and his angels is a crucial turning point in Paradise Lost. It marks the beginning of the struggle between good and evil, and it sets the stage for everything that follows in the poem. This event reveals the depth of Satan's pride and his refusal to submit, even in defeat. His defiance becomes a central theme, shaping his actions and the fate of all the characters in the story. The fall of Satan not only introduces the main conflict of Paradise Lost, good versus evil, but also explores timeless questions about free will, ambition, and the consequences of our choices. Hell is a terrible place, a realm of endless torment and suffering. The very air is thick with despair, and the ground burns with an unquenchable fire. There is no comfort here, no hope, only the relentless agony that stretches on forever. The cries of the damned echo through the infernal landscape, a constant reminder of the pain that defines this place. It's a lake of fire and sulfur, a churning sea of molten agony. The flames leap and dance, consuming everything in their path, while the stench of sulfur fills the air, making it almost impossible to breathe. The surface of the lake bubbles and spits, as if alive with the suffering of countless souls trapped within its depths. It's full of pain and misery. The souls here writhe in torment, their faces twisted in eternal anguish. Every moment is filled with suffering, and there is no escape from the torment. The flames are not just physical but emotional and spiritual, burning away any last shred of hope or happiness. In the midst of this horror, Satan wakes up in hell. He is in pain, his body and spirit broken by his fall from grace. The memory of his former glory haunts him, making his suffering even more intense. He feels the weight of his defeat pressing down on him, crushing his pride and filling him with despair. He feels defeated and hopeless, surrounded by the ruins of his ambition. The flames lick at his wings, a constant reminder of his punishment. For a moment it seems as if all is lost and that he will never rise again from this pit of suffering. He sees his followers all around him. They are also defeated, their once proud forms now twisted by pain and regret. These fallen angels who once stood by his side now share in his misery. Their loyalty is tested by the endless suffering, but they look to him for guidance, even in this darkest of places. But Satan is a proud angel, and honestly, he refuses to give up. Even in the depths of hell, his spirit is not completely broken. He remembers who he was and the power he once held. That pride, that unyielding will begins to stir within him, pushing him to rise above his suffering. He rises from the flames, determined not to let his defeat define him. The fire that once tormented him now seems to fuel his resolve. He stands tall, defiant against the misery that surrounds him, ready to face whatever this new world has in store. He starts to explore this new world, taking in the vastness and the power that hell holds. Every step he takes is a challenge, but also an opportunity. He begins to see that even in this place of punishment, there is potential for something more. He sees that hell is vast and powerful, stretching out in every direction as far as the eye can see. The infernal landscape is both terrifying and awe-inspiring, filled with energy and possibility. It is a kingdom waiting for a ruler, a domain that could be shaped by a strong will. He decides he can use hell for his own purposes. Instead of surrendering to despair, he begins to plot and plan, determined to turn his defeat into a new kind of power. In the heart of the Inferno, Satan's ambition is reborn, and the story of his rebellion is just beginning. Satan calls his followers together. He gives them a powerful speech. He tells them to never give up hope. He reminds them of their strength. He says they are free in hell. They are free from God's rule. He says they can build their own kingdom in hell. Satan's words give his followers courage. They start to believe in him again. They are ready to follow him. They will fight against God once more. Satan and his closest followers gather for a council. They discuss how to fight against God. They know they cannot win in a direct fight, so they decide to use trickery instead. They soon learn about God's new creation, earth and humans. Satan decides to target God's newest creation. He will use his cunning to corrupt them. This council really shows Satan's intelligence. He is, without a doubt, a master strategist. He knows how to use his enemies' weaknesses against them. Book 1 of Paradise Lost draws to a close with a powerful and haunting image. Satan, the once great angel now cast down, stands at the very edge of hell's burning expanse. The flames flicker around him, but his resolve is unbroken. He is determined to escape this infernal prison, to seek out a new path, one that will lead him far from the darkness of his current realm. With a final defiant look back, Satan prepares to leave hell behind. His journey will not be easy. To reach Earth, Satan must cross vast and perilous voids, slipping through the shadows between worlds. He moves with cunning and stealth, determined to avoid the watchful eyes of heaven's guardians. Every step is a risk, but his ambition drives him onward. Once he arrives, Satan will not appear as himself. Instead, he will take on a new and deceptive form, the form of a serpent, the most subtle and cunning of all creatures. This transformation is key to his plan, allowing him to move unseen and undetected in the paradise of Eden. In this guise, Satan will use every ounce of his power and intelligence to tempt the first humans. His words will be soft, his arguments persuasive, his presence almost hypnotic. He will whisper doubts and promises, weaving a web of deception meant to ensnare the innocent. His ultimate goal is clear: to turn Adam and Eve away from God, to sow seeds of rebellion and disobedience in their hearts. The fate of all humanity hangs in the balance as Satan sets his plan in motion. Book 1 does more than just tell Satan's story. It lays the foundation for the epic that follows, setting the stage for the cosmic drama of Paradise Lost. We are introduced to the vastness of Milton's universe, where heaven, hell and earth are all connected by the choices of angels and humans alike. The main characters step into the light: Satan, the fallen leader; Adam and Eve, the first humans; and the host of angels and demons who will shape the fate of creation. Each is given a role in the unfolding story, their destinies intertwined. The central conflict is established, the eternal struggle between good and evil, obedience and rebellion, hope and despair. This battle will echo through every page of the poem. We see the different realms, heaven's radiant glory, hell's torment, and earth's fragile beauty. Each is a stage for the drama to come, each shaped by the choices of its inhabitants. And finally, Book 1 leaves us with a sense of foreboding. Shadows gather on the horizon, hinting at the tragic events that will soon unfold. The stage is set, and the story of Paradise Lost is ready to begin in earnest.